to the 64th edition of Marex Maritime News. The headlines on Monday, the 3rd of May 2021. Global ship owners insist on hiring only vaccinated crew from India. AIMPA launches event to address pilot ladder concerns. Bulker orders soar in new build market. IMO releases protocols for ensuring safe ship crew changes and travel. Global ship owners have started insisting on hiring Indian crew who are vaccinated ahead of joining ships on their next contract, as new variants of the COVID-19 virus wreak havoc across India. India is one of the top suppliers of manpower to the global shipping industry.
Kakinada is our headquarters. We have representatives in all our Indian ports. All are very well aware of this pandemic situation and how it affected whole world and along with seafarers too. Last year we have faced the same situation and we have assisted all our members and other seafarers. Now the problem is very huge which are facing currently vaccination for seafarers. Ship owners are recruiting foreign seafarers as it already got vaccination. Indian government should give priority for Indian seafarers to give vaccination. Our union have submitted representation to the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi sir and DG Shipping and government officials. Many ports around the world already closed their doors to Indian seafarers. So it is an urgent need for all Indian seafarers to get vaccination.
The All India Marine Pilots Association is proud to have organized a unique competition to author a research paper on pilot ladder risk mitigation, innovation and alternatives to pilot transfer arrangements.
AIMPA has organized a competition for the MTI cadets called Samyukta, Safe and Modern Ideas for Pilot Transfer Arrangement. In association with IMU, AIMPA plans to conduct this competition to tap the young minds to come out with the out-of-box innovative solutions for improvisation and risk management in pilot transfer procedure. Pilot ladder and climbing that pilot ladder, which is called pilot transfer, onto the ship poses a lot of danger and hazards to the pilot's life. AIMPA wants to mitigate that risk by coming out to the world with innovative solutions in managing the risks associated with the pilot transfer through pilot ladder. We would like to congratulate the MTIs who are already taking part, but would like to also urge the other MTIs to promote their cadets to take part in this competition, flare the young minds, take initiative. AIMPA can hold hands. We can even give assistance of a pilot to advise students, guide students. But idea is to have maximum participation, maximum ideas to manage the risk on pilot ladder and showcase to the world that Indian MTIs are merely not producing operators of the ship, but we are also scientists and researchers who would like to engage our young minds into giving industry something new, something innovative.
Now this is an invite for a very unique competition organized by the AIMPA, that is the All Indian Marine Pilot Association, in collaboration with the Indian Maritime University. And this is perhaps one of its most unique kind of competition that is being held in the world, to be able to develop a new product and build up on some valuable research work for pilot boarding arrangements, which for ages have imposed great threat to the safety and lives of the marine pilots, and not just limited to the pilot but also for those people who are boarding the ship for various other activities. The idea has been brewing in the minds of the AIMPA Governing Council quite some time, and as to how the potential of the young minds can be captured, how their energy, zeal and enthusiasm can be channelized to contribute to the marine fraternity. The AIMPA has been doing unique work in the field of safety for marine pilots, an area that has long been neglected. And I sincerely hope and solicit the participation of all young minds from all MTIs, that is our future seafarers, entrepreneurs and also researchers, to enthusiastically participate in this competition and see their potential reaching to wider and internationally acknowledged global bodies and institutions. The last day for the registration for this competition is the 15th of May. So I sincerely look forward to maximum participation from all the MTIs.
Indian Maritime University, a central university under Ministry of Shipping, Government of India, offering various UG and PG courses in the maritime sector, UG programs in Marine Engineering, Nautical Science and Naval Architecture, PG and research programs in Naval Architecture, Marine Engineering and Management. Campuses located in Chennai, Visakhapatnam, Kolkata, Mumbai and Kochi. For admissions and program details, please visit www.imu.edu.in.
Ship owners are contracting more bulkers in the new building market. Sources said that it was another week with new dry bulk transactions coming to light.
The bulk carrier sector continues its upward path, led by the big ships, as the BDI hit its highest level since 2010 on Friday at 3,007 points, with the BCI five-time charter routes rising to 40,608 daily. The Baltic indices are volatile, but nothing like as edgy as the share prices of leading listed bulk carrier companies. They zigzag up and down as they climb a wall of worry, although the trend line is resolutely up with more to do. Such a faltering ascent feels more sustainable than a steady upward trajectory that draws in day traders who ride the momentum without knowing much, if anything, about the underlying businesses. We are still in the early days of a demand recovery at a time of declining net new supply and even fleet contraction in the smaller handy-size segment of bulk carriers under 40,000 deadweight. Global economic activity is far from returning to pre-pandemic levels, with China leading the way and the US, UK and Japan all in early phase bounce backs. In Europe, vaccine rollout is incompetently slow, while for developing nations, especially in the southern hemisphere, vaccines are either not widely available or there is hesitancy to take them. On Thursday, India broke the world record for daily infections for a 10th consecutive day, reporting 386,555 new cases. As World Health Organization has said repeatedly, no one is safe until everyone is safe. So countries with good vaccine rollouts need to prepare to send vaccines to lagging nations or risk the boomerang effect of importing new variants. This will eliminate vaccine progress and may force further unpopular and possibly unforeseeable lockdowns. Meanwhile, the data puts S&P deals at an all-time high. Volume in March at 15.64 million deadweight, just in front of 15.45 million deadweight last December, with April at a respectable 14.04 million deadweight. The next best full year since records began in January 1995 was 15.46 million deadweight in March of 2017, narrowly making second place. To have the first and third highest monthly sell and purchase volumes in the past 4 months in 26 years of coverage might indicate that this market could rival 2007-2008, and yet almost no one wants to believe it. Conventional bank finance is under pressure to follow Poseidon principles, and banks should be wary of granting long loan tenors on new ships, whose useful economic lives could radically be shortened by the arrival of new technology. Owners will logically have to front up much more equity and bear the lion's share of the risk of accelerated obsolescence. A supply squeeze is on the horizon, and this will allow demand-free room to express itself in terms of higher freight, earnings, and asset values. Within the John Frederickson stable of companies, the tanker company Frontline is currently buying shares in the bulker company Golden Ocean. Take it from them, bulk carriers are for today, while tankers can wait. Global oil demand growth will recover over the balance of this year and should get back to 2019 pre-pandemic levels of 100 million barrels per day sometime in 2022. Hanging over tankers like the sword of Damocles are record and rising COVID-19 cases around the world, and the chance that President Biden may do a deal with Iran and allow the NITC tanker fleet to trade legally again. Lloyd's List estimates that lifting sanctions would release 218 tankers of 37.8 million deadweight, or 7.5% of the global fleet, into regular trading over a 3-month period. This combination of another hit to demand from delays to normalizing consumption of transportation fuels and a tsunami of extra tankers on the supply side is bad for near-term tanker prospects. Danish giant AP Moller Maersk has just upgraded its full-year earnings guidance by 47% on what describes as an exceptional market situation. It foresees the current strong container market conditions to continue well into Q4, revising its full-year 2021 global demand growth forecast up to 5.5 to 7% from the previous 3 to 5%. This does not look like a flash in the pan. It has all the hallmarks of something more robust. If it was not for tankers, we would already be in a synchronized boom, but that increasingly looks like next year's story. The BDI went above 3,000 points on Friday. The last time it reached these heights was over a decade ago on June 15, 2010. With earnings firm, it is no surprise that sales are being concluded at premiums to last done in various sectors. Lowlands Patricia 58,000 Sunaishi built was sold from Japanese, with Greeks rumored to have won out in negotiations with various other Greeks, Turkish and other European buyers. Vessels sold in the traditional Japanese style, setting a date for offers and inviting offers, provide particularly useful benchmarks and also exemplify the way the market has moved. At $18 million, this sale represents a notable step on the last comparable unit done 6 weeks ago of Global Venus 58,000 Kawasaki build, which achieved 16.5 million. Castor Maritime continue their Panamax buying spree, picking up the 76,000 2014 built electronic main engine for 21 million. 2 Kamsar Maxes of the same age were sold too, namely the BW Canola from Oshima and Emerald Star from Sunaishi. Despite being built in the Philippines, the Emerald Star gained a premium due to being scrubber fitted. It is Orthodox Easter this weekend, May Day holidays globally early next week, and Golden Week for most of Asia. The market would generally take a bit of a breather, however, with earnings as high as they currently are and plenty of buyers still on the hunt. It would be no surprise for more sales to take place, with values continuing their current upward trajectory.
The International Maritime Organization has released and promoted the Joint Industry Document, Industry Recommended Framework of Protocols for Ensuring Safe Ship Crew Changes and Travel During the Coronavirus Pandemic, encouraging both IMO member states and all stakeholders to consider applying the protocols to the maximum extent possible.
The IMO issued protocols for safe crew changes recently, and this document is a revision of a similar document issued in 2020. The document details the responsibilities of each stakeholder who is involved in the movement of the crew to join the ship or sign off and be repatriated home, which includes the seafarer as well. That protocol was working in a very fair manner and with a reasonable amount of success, as it was being implemented in a practical and a pragmatic manner. The new protocol added or has included the seafarer vaccination and how that is to be treated and the methodology used, etc. Though the Indian seafarers en masse have not been vaccinated yet, some of the seafarers have been vaccinated depending on their age profile. But it is rather unfortunate that the IMO should publish this document, and within days a large number of countries should step up and ban the travel of Indian seafarers, and thereby putting a stop to reliefs altogether. Yes, every country has a right to protect itself and its citizens from the effects of the pandemic, and no country wants to see that their neighbors and their hosts are being affected or put to inconvenience. But the seafarers, being designated as key workers, do deserve some laxness or certain amount of grace needs to be given. After all, these countries also have doctors and paramedics who are treating the corona patients, and they do not sanitize them forever, isn't it? So some practical view needs to be taken and see to it that the seafarer is inconvenienced as least as possible, and at the same time the global supply chain is not adversely impacted. Let's hope that good sense prevails.
IMO has recently released a joint industry document, namely Industry Recommended Framework of Protocols for ensuring safe ship crew changes during this pandemic, COVID-19 pandemic. This encourages both IMO member states and all stakeholders to consider applying for protocols to the maximum extent possible. To ensure uninterrupted supply chain for the world trade, it is of utmost importance that the vessels operate safely and efficiently. To achieve this, the most important thing is that we need to ensure safe and timely crew changes. To the present COVID situation aggravated by the second wave, poses huge challenges for safe crew changes. It is good that all stakeholders of the shipping industry have come together to produce a joint document recommending guidelines to focus on safe crew changes, and that is very, very appropriately promoted by IMO. So I strongly recommend that all stakeholders, including crewing managers, seafarers themselves, follow the recommended protocols to the maximum extent possible, including top priority to get vaccinated at the earliest opportunity in the upcoming weeks in conducting safe crew changes. Therefore, would appeal to all seafarers to get fully vaccinated at the earliest opportunity and prior joining their next vessel. The government should, all over the world, I would say, accord top priority to the seafarers along with the frontline workforce. I'm very glad that our DG Shipping has been very proactive in providing port hospitals for vaccinating the Indian seafarers on priority. I'm sure that the seafarers from all over India will avail of this opportunity, and that will go a long way to help achieve safe crew changes, thus keeping the world alive during these unprecedented times. Wishing you safe and healthy times ahead.
Captain BHOMBAL joined Sea Life at the young age of 19 with the Great Eastern Shipping Company, and then since 1974 Till his retirement in 2012, he remained firmly anchored with Wallam Ship Management. He leaves behind his wife Zubaida and two sons, Captain Farid Bhombal and Captain Samir Bhombal. Full of life, a thorough gentleman with an amazing spirit for both his family and the marine fraternity. Colleagues and friends recall him to be a very generous and helpful person who always worked towards the betterment of mariners.
Stay safe, stay healthy. Thank you for watching. See you next Monday.